So yeah, now we have the lab exercise project, and first of all, you need to actually choose the Android option over here, because if you choose project, you'll have so many files, and we need only these files, and just choose Android from this bar. If it's not actually open, sometimes it'll be closed. So yeah, it'll be closed like this. In this case, just open it up and choose Android, and the files, the code will be under app, Java, and your package name. This will be a package name, your domain name with the app name in reverse. Yeah, the domain name is in reverse, and then the app. Now you have your main activity over here. It's opened up. Let's say it was closed, and yeah, it opens up, and then you have the res folder. It's called resources, basically short for res. Short for resources. So res is short for resources, and you open up resources. You have drawable. Basically here you keep the icons and some other images that you can show in your app. So drawables makes sense, and then you have layout for your activities, and you can even have layouts for other stuff. Like if I have a list, you can have a layout for each item in a list. List is basically list of items, and there is a UI for that. I mean, user interface for that. It's called list view, like text view, edit text, and all. You have list view. So yeah, we'll talk about that later. So you have activity name. Okay, some rendering problems. Just build the project. It's been coming all the time. As far as there are no red marks, I think you don't have to worry. And you have the default hello world over here. Yeah. Now, and then after layout we have menu. This is basically the menu items which are shown when you actually click the options button in your app. The options button is basically a three dot button. It will have 1, 2, 3 dots over here, and you click in and you'll be able to see options. I'll show that in the emulator in a few minutes. So this menu is basically for those options, and you have the you have the title for that menu as settings, and the action and all. I think you don't have to use menu in a lab. I mean, it's not necessary. We usually have all our user interface stuff in the main screen and not in any options. This is basically the options that will be over here, and if you want you could use. So I'm going to actually remove it. The code for the menu is based over here. I'm not going to use any menu. This is to actually create the menu, and when any menu item is selected, what to do is this function. I'm basically going to remove this, and the layout for that menu is taken up over here. Yeah. So I'm basically going to remove this, and then I'll close this, and I'll actually remove this also. Save, delete, and it'll check if there are some references to menu_main.xml. You can just remove it. So basically this is our code, and you can run this out and you can check it out. But I really don't want this hello world though. I'm gonna try something out over here, and yeah, you can remove the imports. You can actually use a shortcut. It's actually Control Alt plus L. Control plus Alt plus L, and it's actually did you just see that? I mean, yeah. You can see the gray imports over here, and if I press Control plus Alt plus L, it will actually show you remove two imports, and it will actually reformat and basically format your code. And if you type in Control plus Alt plus Shift plus L, it will show you the options for reformatting. Most times it won't have this optimized imports. You can actually remove the unnecessary imports just to not get you confused, and then it will rearrange the code. Like you could have very bad code. Say you have some int I and you have some int here. Oops. Say you type in. I missed something. Sorry. Oh, okay. I removed an extra bracket. There are so many red signs. Yeah, your editor is so cool that it will actually find out the problems in the code, and it will actually show you red signs very fast. And basically, my computer is kind of slow, and this itself is slow. But the computers in our lab is like really fast. They have some 8 GB RAM, I guess. Yeah, mine is only 4 GB, so sometimes it will be really slow. So here variable I might not initialize. So yeah, I'll initialize it to something. So yeah, say I have some code over here, something int j order, and you have else over here. And if I type in Control Alt Control Alt and L, it will reformat the code like this. So yeah, it will say formatted 8 lines, and if you want to show the reformat dialog box with the properties and all, Control Alt Shift plus L. This is very important. Why? Your code should be readable so that you can debug it easily. So that's one shortcut for formatting your code. So now we'll start with some basic stuff in Android. Let's say you want to show something in your Android application. So we'll take up some plain text view over here. So yeah, what's a text view? It's basically to show some text. It's like the paragraph tag in your HTML, something like that. It's synonymous to paragraph tags in HTML. So yeah, but here it's more dynamic. Here, using your code, you can make it more dynamic. Basically, you can say the Java code is like the JavaScript, and this text view is like the paragraph tag in HTML. Okay, bad analogy, but still, yeah. So you can use text views to show some text, and there are some different text views over here. Even this is a text view actually. So this text view is basically just a plain thing, and here it's large. It's just the font size, I believe. So yeah, it's just a font size. This is medium, this is small. So we'll have actually a large plain text, large text view. So as you can see, it's showing me some values on top, saying center horizontal, align parent bottom and all. Just don't care, just put it in the center horizontal and center vertical, basically the center of the screen. And we have a relative layout. There are different types of layouts, I forgot to mention that. So relative layout is a layout where you can keep your items anywhere in the screen and all. But if it's linear layout, you can keep your items only one by one, starting from the top of the screen. You can keep vertically like this, 1 2 3 4, or like this 1 2 3 4, like that. I don't want to actually show some examples for that. I just want to move on with this. So now how do you actually change the text of this large text over here? You can double click, you can remove this text, and you can specify an ID over here. You can use a very good notation over here. I would like to share that with you. Many coders use it. So you can say you should have unique IDs for each and every view in your activities, and this is a good notation you can have. So you can say text view, you can say TV, which is short for text view, and you can give a valid name based on the logic of the text view. So my logic is basically click a button and show hi. So I'm just going to say show. So this text view is going to show me something. So yeah, I'll say TV show, basically text view is just going to show some text, or we can have it as a result. It will show some result. So let's say we'll have result. So TV result, and you can press enter, and you won't be able to actually click it anywhere. You have to click here to actually be able to move it over. And then you can actually go to the design and text view of this. Design is basically how it will look, the user interface, and text is actually the XML thing of this. And we have actually some unnecessary stuff. Sometimes when you use the whole of the screen, this will be annoying. The padding on the bottom, top, right and left. So this is basically catching some space in your view. Okay, I'm not able to actually select relative layout and show it to you, but it's basically actually taking some 16 dp density pixels of area over here. Like, you can't actually put anything in this space, this little space, this little space, and this little. So there's a padding on the 4 sides. I want to remove this. Oh, that's annoying actually. Okay, right. There was a value over here, right? 16 dp. Now it's showing some at diamond and activity underscore vertical underscore. Basically, these are not typed values. These are values coming up from some reference file. So these are the files dimensions. So the values over here, this is basically to change the values for different sized devices. So yeah, and you use at to reference stuff. Okay, I don't want to get into it because that's not necessary. And the code looks slightly messy. We'll use Ctrl Alt L. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, when you use Ctrl Alt L in Ubuntu machines, the problem is Ctrl Alt L is a universal keyboard shortcut for Ubuntu for locking the system. So if you try it in your lab, which uses Linux systems, you will actually lock the computer. So basically you have to type in the password again and to unlock it. So go to the settings, basically on the top right corner, and you can click system settings, or you can go to the main menu thing and you can type settings. Okay, I think you can't see that screen, but you can just go to the main menu and type click the Windows button and type in settings, and you can go there. So basically you have to come to a window which says settings. I think I'll show that in a later video because I won't be able to show I'm capturing a window particularly for Android Studio, so even if I open a new window you won't be able to see it. So I'll show it in the next video. You have to remove the universal shortcut so that you can reformat the code using Ctrl Alt L, which is a shortcut in Android Studio 2. So now we can see a text view and in your XML. This is basically an XML file, activity underscore main.xml. So this will define your layout, and this has a relative layout, and you have some width and height over here. Match parent basically means match the parent layout, and here there's no parent, so it's basically matching the whole of the screen, the device screen. So the width, yeah, match parent, match the parent's width. So this is the width, and height, match the parent's height. So this is the parent because there's no other root parent. But now when text view comes up, and when you say, okay, the text view has an ID. This ID should be unique, and I recommend you to actually assign IDs from this design layout, design screen, because you'll make mistakes when you type it out over here, because you need to have this at and then the plus symbol and all. Actually speaking, you can easily type it out because Android Studio is so good that it will give you suggestions. I'll just show you how. You type in Android :ID, and even if you remove this, you can type Android. See, it shows you Android in the suggestions. Press enter, and now if you type I, and then you will get ID, and it will show you suggestions at plus ID, and then you can give your unique ID. Now there's just one view, so I made the changes easily. and it's a relative layout, remember. So if I have a plain text view just under you know, this TV result, so this will have a reference over here, Android layout below TV result and Android ID, and this is the ID of the new text view. I just put it up over here. So this is basically actually referencing the top. See, it will show you. Okay, wait a second. Yeah, it will show you. Okay, that's a bad arrow. See, it's showing me some arrows over here. So it basically means this view is dependent on this view. So if I move this view or something, this will also move. So now this dependency, if I change my ID manually, this will not change. Okay, so if I change it through my design, so I can change, like, you know, I can right click because I'm not able to double click over here. So refactor and okay, should I do something with select parent? Okay, it's gonna be tough. Wait, I'm not able to double click. Oh, okay, I'm able to double click, even though that, okay, first click over here and then I'm able to see the resize button, resize cursors, but still if you double click, it will show you the text. And now if you type in TV show and press enter, it will ask update usages as well. So you're basically updating all the references, that is, all you're finding and replacing all the references of TV result with TV show. So you just say don't ask again during this session, and this will update all XML references and Java field references, yes. And if you go and see now, this TV show has been updated over here and over here. Well, this is the main thing, and this is a reference, and yeah. So I would recommend not to manually type in all this. So it's better to actually double click and do stuff. So actually I don't need this. And yeah, you better have this preview. Well, my computer is slow, so I usually don't prefer both together. It's very bad to see all of them working together. So yeah, it's very slow. So you can just remove this over here and it's gone. And actually if you click something over here, you'll be able to actually select that text over here. Like sometimes when there are forms, you'll have so many text views and so many buttons, and the thing is your XML can have the text view on top, and still this can be this can be on top. And okay, I'm not able to take that. No, select this out. I'll give it some text as of now. Text hi, yeah, damn thing, yeah. So see, my hi was put up first, and then this new text was put up. But the thing is, if you're creating a form, maybe you will create your name field, and then you'll create your say department field. Say it's a student information system or whatever department field, and maybe in between you want the year. So now what you will do, you will move in the department to the third position, and you'll put a year field in between. So when that happens, basically the year field will come up in the code in the third view, and you have no idea which view is showing view, which which code is showing which view. You'll have to go through the Android text and all and find it out. Sometimes it will be an edit text field, and you might not have anything to actually verify other than your ID or whatever. So I actually recommend you to actually click over here, and then your code will be selected accordingly over here with the blue signs, and it will be easier to actually find out what's going on with your code and all. Maybe I'll have some edit text just to show you some stuff. No, I'm not going to code with it, but yeah, I just want to show something. Yeah, okay, that's bad. We'll make it right. So yeah, that's the edit text. So actually the edit text is too small, So wait, yeah. Either you can have this edit text or remove this, delete it. Never have plain text, plain edit text. This is a edit text. Edit text is actually a input box. It's similar to the HTML input tag with type text. So yeah, the analogy is good, but you should know HTML for that. I'm sorry. So it's basically just a text box where the user can type in stuff and basically give input. But text view is only to show stuff, so it's basically showing output like stuff, or just to show some instructions or whatever. And here there are different types of edit texts. The thing is misleading, kind of misleading. Text field, it's like a layman's slang, but actually this is edit text. If you roll over, it will actually show you edit text is a thin Wiener over text view that configures itself to be editable and all. So this is for a person name, and you actually can use this for your, automatic validation. So when you take plain text, the user can type in anything, but when you take person name, you actually see some difference in the code, and you see how big it is. When I take in plain text, it's not big. Actually, I have to give the configuration to make it big and all. So here you have the person name thing, but here it will have some default text. You have to remove that and press enter. So now you have just the text field, basically the edit text in terms of code and the view, technical terms. And then you can have password. It'll be of type password. Basically, say it's like the analogy is HTML input tag with type password. So you can see the changes in the, see, I have two edit texts. I don't know which is person name and which is thing, and where's the code for it. So basically you just click in, and I see the blue thing over here. So you have go down, and you see input type is text password. So I think when you type in, I've not tried this out recently, so I don't remember clearly, but yeah, when you type in, you'll see dots. After you type a letter and then you type the second letter, the first letter will become dot, so it will go on like that. And you type the second letter and then the third letter, the first two letters will be dots then. So it will go on, and you have the edit text for person name over here. So when you say person name is not much of a thing, it will just take up only characters, I believe. It won't take in numbers. There's a different thing for numbers, so you can type in only numbers. Basically, like if you want to take phone number or something. Where is that thing? Too many problems. Sometimes my build problem comes up. I think it's not. It's some support burst or something. Just ignore it. Sorry. So here you have number, input type number. So now I'm not going to code using all this. So I was just telling you about some layout stuff and some UI. And if you want to understand any of this code, you better Google, and I'll just tell you one extra thing about edit text. This is an important code. If you put in plain text or something, you have to include this code where it says Android M's. Actually, if you roll over this, and then keep your cursor on the pointer on this. Okay, keep the pointer on this, and when it's highlighted in blue, press Ctrl Q, and it will tell you what it does. So makes the text view be exactly this many M's wide. So just a second. Okay, I'm not sure if you're seeing that, if you're able to see that thing, but yeah, you just have to I'm not sure if you are able to see the thing in the video. The screen capture software might not show you the dialog boxes that I'm seeing, might not. So just remember the shortcut Ctrl plus Q, and you should try it out. So here it says makes the text view exactly this many ems wide. So this is like ems is some measurement unit like centimeter, meter, like that. So you just say 10 and it will be that much wide, and if you say 15, see it goes really wide. Oh my god, again the window decoration direction something. I tried building, again the problem goes up. Anyways, so m's 15 and now it becomes really big, and if you have 5 it becomes really small, so you can see that. Now I'll just remove all this and show you some basic code with respect to a post which yes, this is not getting deleted. Okay, I think you can't delete anything from the preview, that's bad. I will come here in the design and then delete. So yeah, delete them and remove the high, and we'll have a button over here. Buttons are over here, small buttons, and then there's radio button which is totally different. I'll have the button below my, okay, I'll have it above, okay, I'll have it 45, yeah. And I'll say show, and I'll say yeah, so the convention or the notation for button ID naming is basically B, which is short for button, and then you can say show. I'm basically using some camel case stuff where you start with a small letter, and then for every new word, for the first word you'll have the starting letter as small, and then for the next few for every word which comes next, you have to actually have capital letter start. So it will be like B. If you are going to say show text, small b is the first word basically over here, and then show is the next word, and then the next word is text. Now we'll say b show text, but now I'm just going to say text b show, and we are going to actually show something in this text view using this. So for this, you actually assigned the ID, and did I mention, yeah, if you just make some mistake like this, you can press Ctrl Alt L, and okay, Ctrl Alt L didn't work properly. Just a second. So yeah, Ctrl Alt L. My god, there was some problem. I don't know what's it. Anyways, just okay. If you have any code like this, you can just make it right. But extra spaces, I don't know. There was some problem in my computer in reformatting. I'm sorry. So yeah, Control Alt L, just try it out. I love it. And the button, yeah. So I want to call a function when this button is clicked. So I can actually go for this attribute called Android on click, and when the suggestions are seen, you can press Ctrl Q, and you will be fetched with the documentation, and it will say what class it is, button class, and I'm just going to read it out. I'm not sure if my screen recorder is actually showing it to you. Obviously the suggestions should be visible, but I'm not sure if the dialog box with the documentation information is visible. Just use Ctrl Q when the suggestions are highlighted, and it will show the documentation. So Ctrl plus Q, yeah. The documentation says it represents a push button widget, and push buttons can be pressed or clicked by the user to perform an action. And sorry, a typical use of a push button in an activity would be the following. So it says, yeah, see, it says about listeners, and set on click listeners, and view on click listener, etc. And here it says instead of applying all that listeners, you can simply use this on click activity, on click attribute, and you're done. So this on click attribute, what does it do and how does it work out? I'm just going to show it to you. So you type in on click, and it's all camel case stuff, so type in on and it will show you some suggestions and on click. So what are we going to type in? We are going to type in a function name which will get called. I recommend you to first create the function, create a public function. It should be public, it must be public. So I'm creating a custom yep, I'm done. Okay, I see a error over here. It says the view is not actually imported. Android.view.view is not imported. You can press Alt Enter and import it. Alt plus Enter. So this is a custom click function which I created just now. So you must make it public and it doesn't return anything. And this is the function name. You can have it anything. I'm just having it as my click, and it takes up a parameter which is view. So this function is called when you press this button. So I'm going to just press Control Enter over here.